All right, listen up. Silver, yeah, the metal. It's not just for fancy forks anymore. This stuff is making some serious noise right now, and if you're not paying attention, you're flat out missing out. Forget the quiet, shiny stuff your grandma keeps in a drawer. Silver is on the move, and it's showing some real muscle. Right now, silver's been doing a bit of a dance, hanging around the approximate $36 mark. It dipped a little, sure, but then buyers jumped right back in, proving there's a strong hunger for it. This year, silver's been on a heck of a run, climbing about 26% since January. In the last few months alone, it shot up by around 35% from its low points after a period of cooling off. That's a bigger jump than gold, which only managed about an 8% gain in the same period. Silver's definitely showing gold who's boss right now. Now, why is this happening? It's not just some random fluke. There's some big reasons behind this silver surge, and they all point to it going even higher. First up, industrial demand. This isn't just about jewelry anymore. Silver is a critical ingredient in a ton of modern tech. Think solar panels, electric vehicles, and all kinds of electronics. We're talking about the green energy revolution, and silver is right at the heart of it. A huge chunk of all the silver dug out of the ground, almost 60%, goes into these industries. The solar sector alone used up about 16% of silver demand last year, and that's expected to hit about 20% this year. As the world pushes for cleaner energy and more tech, including things like artificial intelligence and upgrades to our power grids, the demand for silver just keeps exploding. And here's the kicker. There's not enough silver to go around. This year marks the 5th year in a row that the world is using more silver than it's producing. Since 2021, we've had a massive shortage. Like an entire year's worth of mining production is just missing. A cumulative shortfall of nearly 800 million ounces. Mines aren't keeping up, partly because the silver they find isn't as rich as it used to be, and it costs more to dig it out. Plus, there aren't many companies that focus only on mining silver, which adds to the tight supply. This supply crunch creates a rock-solid floor for silver prices, meaning it's tough for the price to drop much. Another huge factor pushing silver higher is the weakness of the US dollar. When the dollar loses strength, anything priced in dollars, like silver, becomes cheaper for people using other currencies. That makes it more attractive, and guess what? More demand. The dollar has been sliding, down about 8% over the past year. That's a big tailwind for silver. When your dollar buys less stuff overseas, people look for other places to put their money, and shiny metals like silver become a go-to. Then there's the whole deal with the Federal Reserve and interest rates. Traders are betting big that the Fed will start cutting rates soon, maybe even by this September. When interest rates are low, assets like silver that don't pay interest or dividends become more appealing. It's like, why keep your money in a savings account earning peanuts when you can put it into something like silver that's actually moving up? Especially if we get weaker jobs data, that could really light a fire under silver prices, speeding up those rate cut expectations. The Fed signals have been mixed, but the market is clearly leaning towards lower rates, which gives silver a boost. And let's not forget about the gold-silver comparison. This is basically how many ounces of silver it takes to buy 1 ounce of gold. Historically, when this comparison is high, silver is considered cheap compared to gold. Right now, it's hovering around 90 or 95 to 1, meaning silver looks like a bargain. Many experts say that when gold goes on a big run, silver usually follows, and often it catches up even faster, making bigger percentage gains. This comparison falling reflects silver gaining strength relative to gold, and that's a big deal for traders. In fact, the way silver has been moving, it's actually starting to break away from gold's lead, responding more to its own industrial demand and less to what gold is doing. This independence is a big sign of strength. So, where is silver headed? Many experts are calling for silver to hit approximate $38 to $40 by the end of the year. Some analysts are even more aggressive, saying it could go to approximate $49 by the end of 2025, $50 in 2026, and even $77 in 2027. One fund manager thinks if gold hits approximate $3,000, silver could jump to anywhere from approximate $55 to $63 per ounce. Others are looking at the all-time high of approximate $50 an ounce as the next big target, possibly in the next few months, with some suggesting it could even reach approximate $75 an ounce. And in the long run, we're talking about silver potentially reaching over 70, 80, or even over $100 within the next decade. It even broke above a long-term resistance level of around approximate $30 recently, which is a major technical signal for a big rally, showing it's ready to bust loose. Now, of course, it's not all smooth sailing. There are always risks. If the US dollar suddenly strengthens, that could put a damper on silver, making it more expensive for buyers holding other currencies. A global recession could hurt industrial demand, which is a big part of silver's story, slowing down the need for it in factories and tech. And ongoing trade tensions or new tariffs could mess with the market. For instance, there's talk of a new tax on renewable energy projects that use Chinese parts after 2027, and that could slow down clean energy investments, which would hit silver hard. Plus, silver can be a wild ride, so be prepared for some ups and downs. But despite these bumps, the overall picture for silver is looking incredibly bullish. It's got a strong foundation from industrial demand and low supply, and the market is clearly looking for reasons to push it higher. Now, if you want to get in on this, you've got options. You can buy physical silver itself, like coins or bars. You can also invest in silver exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, which track the price without you having to store the metal. Another way is to invest in companies that mine silver. Just know that all investments have risks, so do your own homework before you jump in. Silver is a key metal for the future, with surging industrial demand, a global supply shortage, a weaker dollar, and big bets on Fed rate cuts. All the stars seem to be aligning. It's breaking out of old resistance levels and looks ready to challenge its all-time highs. This isn't just a shiny metal, it's a hot commodity with some serious momentum. All right, that's the rundown on silver. If you found this useful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next big market update. We'll see you in the next one.